Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it. Here we are together again on the radio. Well, it was one of the most heavily promoted films of the summer. Of course, heavy promotion, as we know, is not a guarantee for success. But this film was very heavily promoted. When I was in New York City last week, I saw billboards and bus boards and cab tops for this movie everywhere. And the billboards are all over Los Angeles as well. It's a movie called The 40-Year-Old Virgin with Steve Carell, who is known for his appearances on The Daily Show and Comedy Central, and he was an anchorman. He played the weatherman, the really dense the dense weatherman and anchorman. So this film opened this weekend, and the box office for the film, $20.6 million. Lots of people wanted to see the story of a 40-year-old virgin. And I'm quite amazed at this. In fact, the story coming out today is the primary audience for this movie, and this I'm hardly surprised about, actually, if you think about it. But in the beginning, I was kind of shocked when I read it. Primary audience for this movie, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, women. R-rated film, plenty of gross-out humor, and women, the primary audience for this film. And no doubt women are the primary audience because they just love seeing the result of years of rejection, years of saying they want to meet a nice guy. And then when one comes along telling him, get lost. Of course women want to see that. Now, this film deals in a comedic way and a somewhat syrupy, sweet way, which is probably another reason why women like this film, with a guy who has been faking it all these years, who acts like he's got experience, but in reality, when you talk to him, you can tell the guy has no experience at all. And then his buddies try to get him laid. That's essentially the plot of the film. And, if you look at the picture of Carell in the billboards, and there he is, wearing a polo shirt and looking kind of hopefully up into the clouds like, oh, I hope it's going to happen. I don't know people like this, but I know that there have to be some of them out there. And I think there's a variety of reasons for it, but because I jumped right in at age 13, with relish, I never looked back. But there's got to be people out there who are like this. Got to be. And, by the way, I just must say that I've never understood people like this. I've never understood people who hold out. It's one thing to, to be 12 or 13 and to wait until you know how to do it, or until you're comfortable with it, or until you understand birth control. But these things all make sense. But once you understand how a condom works, once you understand that you don't take a birth control pill every time you have sex, you take it once a day, whether you have sex or not. By the way, I did have sex with a woman one time who took a pill every time she had sex. I figured this out, fortunately, before she got pregnant. Instead of taking one every day, she thought she was supposed to take one every time she had sex. She probably should have waited, at least till she had time to read the packaging on the birth control pills. But for that reason, I would understand waiting. But the other reasons people give, fear of diseases. I mean, my God, if you're afraid of disease, why do you walk out the front door, for God's sake? Why do you get on an airplane with 300 other people? God only knows what they're carrying, and then they close the doors and pressurize the cabin. And why do you sit on a toilet seat in public? I mean, if you're afraid of disease, there's a lot of things you're doing that could kill you. Eating at strange restaurants. You do all kinds of things. I've never let fear of disease stop me from, traveling to other countries. God only knows how the water is, or the ice cubes, or what they water their lettuce with. I have no idea, but it doesn't stop me from doing it. So people have called me when I've discussed virginity, and they try to give me these explanations. There's so many diseases out there. I don't know. It's like, come on. Be smart. Use condoms. Try to have a passing knowledge of the person you're with. And you should do okay. I do believe that no matter what reasons people give, I do believe fear is the biggest reason. That's an issue they deal with in this film, by the way. I do think fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of getting naked. I think the same guy who walked sheepishly around the 8th grade locker room at junior high and had towels snapped at his ass, that's the same guy who's likely to be afraid to take his clothes off in front of a girl. Remember, there was always that one guy who got taunted. First of all, I don't know what kind of homoerotic gym teacher came up with the idea of having a bunch of 12 and 13-year-old boys showering together. There's always that one boy who's developing a little later than the rest, walking around, trying to hide. He has to take his clothes off, get into the shower, and he's the victim of the towel snapping. You know what I'm talking about? That's the 40-year-old virgin, in my view. Somebody who's been scared into a hole somewhere and won't come out. But I don't believe that it's disease that's keeping people from having sex. I think that's a convenient excuse. Hard to argue that there are, that there aren't diseases out there. I just happen to believe that that's not the reason. So in this hour of the program, being that this film is the #1 film in America, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, what a great time to talk about this. All right, I want to talk to the oldest virgins who are out there. And that's men and women both. I don't care how old you are. I want to get the oldest ones we can find. Now, again, the oldest one we find might be 25. I don't know. Because our audience is only so old, But if you are one of these people who has put off having sex for some reason that you think is a good one, I want to hear all about it.
Tom Leykis. Tom Leykis. 1-800-800-TOM.
You sound like such a real nice guy.
I am anything but a nice guy.
The Tom Leykis Show.
All right, I'm looking for the oldest virgin I can find. The oldest. Let's see how old we can go here. At 1-800-5800-TOM. And by the way, Dean is hanging up on lots of people who don't completely understand the question. I didn't think it was that complicated. So he's been trying to get through. We just keep dialing because he's burning them off like warts. 1-800-5800-TOM. Evie on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm okay, Evie.
I'm not that old. I'm 22. I don't know how high you guys are going to go here.
Well, right now you're the oldest virgin we've spoken to.
Sweet. Well, yeah, I'm 22, and all my friends, all my girlfriends and everything, they lost their virginity like at 13, 14. And I just kind of never did it, wasn't really interested, and then kind of when I was about 17, I started realizing, okay, I'm bi, and it was one of the reasons why I guess I never did it.
So you never did it with guys or girls, or just you never did it with guys?
Both.
Really?
Yeah.
But if you knew you were bi, why not at least go one way or the other?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Question I'm still trying to figure out, Tom.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out here. I'm trying to understand. I mean, don't people come on to you?
Oh, sure.
And what do you tell them?
Well, I've dated and I've done other things and stuff, but I've remained a virgin this time.
For no reason?
Pretty much.
Well, I never do anything for no reason. I became a radio personality for a reason. I moved to Los Angeles for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I take vacation to a particular place for a reason.
Sure.
How can you do something so important for no reason?
I don't know. It just really has not come up.
Well, it has come up. You told me people have come on to you and you've turned them down.
Yeah, I had a boyfriend about 2 months ago. He moved, and it had come up a couple times between us, but we both decided that we were both in college, and you know, even though there is birth control and stuff, we just didn't want anything coming up, and we just decided not to do it until later. And then we...
You know, my guess, when you finally... I hate to say this. My guess is when you finally do have sex, you're going to hate it anyway. You're just not that interested in it.
Probably.
Is there a reason? Like, were your parents a particular way with you, or...?
No, my parents are both together. I have a good relationship with them. I'm not a highly sexual person. I mean, obviously I get sex drive, but I'm not highly sexual. I mean, I've done other things with people, you know. I've definitely done pretty much everything else. But
even then, you're doing it because they put the moves on you and demand it, not because you need it or want it.
Right.
And that's the thing. I'm not so sure if you get to this age and you don't need it or want it all that much, if you ever will.
Well, I certainly have wanted it, but I've never needed it. And the times that it's come up where I've wanted it, it just, it wasn't readily available to me, and then a couple days go by, and then I just say, you know, well, screw it. But, yeah, I just never...
I don't know if screw it is the right term.
Very true.
Yeah. All right, Evie. Well, thank you for that.
Thanks, Tom.
Appreciate the call. She's just not into sex. 22 is the oldest virgin we've found so far. Jerry on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, 22 is not the oldest anymore. I'm 33 there, Tom.
And you're a virgin.
Still.
Why?
Well, I was raised in a Catholic home, and...
well, so was I. And so are the priests who are out there diddling little boys. So, I mean, being Catholic, what does that have to do with it?
Well, it had a lot when I was growing up. Now that I'm out of the house and whatnot and been on my own for a while, I really don't have an excuse. Besides, I travel all the time, and I'm... That's
how you get laid. Traveling all the time is a good way to get laid.
Yeah, town to
what
town.
Goes on the road stays on the road.
I've been trying for the past couple of years, town to town. I ask everybody I see where's a good place to go to meet people, and I'm not much of a drinker, so that seems to be the places to go, or the bars. And so
you don't have to. But the thing is, you don't have to be boozing.
Well, that's true.
Dude, don't you understand? You could go to a bar and quietly order a 7-Up or a club soda. Nobody knows if that's a vodka and a tonic or what it is.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, the fact that you're not a drinker doesn't mean you shouldn't go to a bar. That's where the action is.
Yeah, that's also where some of the diseases are, too.
Oh, pal, come on.
Well?
How about a condom? I know you're Catholic, but come on.
Yeah, well, yeah, not much of an excuse there, Tom.
So why don't you just buy some condoms and figure out how to use them?
I'll do that right now.
They have instructions in the box. You can no one ever reads them, of course, but there's a fold-out instructions that come in the box condoms. There's also plenty of information on the web. You can go to the PlannedParenthood.org website. They tell you how to do this stuff.
All right.
Hey, but the thing is, bars and clubs, that's the primary way you meet people.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you were looking to meet the love of your life and settle down, I would not recommend bars and clubs.
Right.
I would recommend doing things you're interested in and meeting the other people who show up. Whatever it is, sailing, museums, art, whatever. I would recommend you engage in those activities and then look around you and see who's there. But to get laid, that's why people go to bars and clubs.
True be.
So I can't believe you didn't figure out, they do sell non-alcoholic beverages there. Diet Coke, club soda. They all look like you're drinking alcoholic beverages. He hung up or got cut off or something. 33 now, the oldest virgin we found. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Sasha on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
I'm not a virgin, but my 28-year-old sister is.
She is?
Yes.
And did she tell you why?
It's because of religion, the religion that we were brought up in.
Yeah, but you're not a virgin.
No.
Well, you were brought up in the same religion.
I'm also banished from that religion.
You're banished from, what religion was that?
Molokan.
What is that?
Well, it's a breakaway from the Russian Orthodox Church.
Oh, I see. And so, your name got on the list of sluts, and they decided to can you?
Yeah, basically.
How did the church find out that you were out getting laid?
Well, I left when I turned 18. I just left the house. I was doing it before then, but when I turned 18, that was the legal age where I grew up, and just up and left.
Wow.
Said, I'm never coming back. Don't try to contact me. Had enough of you and your religious stuff, and I was out of there.
Wow, but your sister is still living under the rule.
Yes, she is.
And how's her social life doing?
She recently was engaged and broke it off.
She broke it off, or he broke it off?
She did.
Why, because he wanted to have sex on the honeymoon? Why?
I think she got a little bit scared. I think they got close to having sex a few times. And he had some issues with alcohol, and I think that just really, the combination scared her.
Where was he from, Russia?
No, he was American-born.
Oh, I see. Was he of Russian heritage?
Yes.
A lot of alcohol issues there.
Yep.
As you know. Wow.
What alcohol issues?
Alcohol issues. Russians, alcohol issues.
Oh, yeah. All the way down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Third generation still going strong.
Yes, I understand. Unbelievable. So your sister's 28. Well, she's not the oldest, but she's getting up there.
Yeah, I think she's the oldest female virgin that I know.
Well, she's the oldest we've spoken to so far. Let's see how high up we go.
All right, thanks, Tom. Blow me up.
Here you go, Sasha. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Daria on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi. How are you, Tom?
I'm okay.
You're making me feel a little bad here. You know, you're saying this like it's a bad thing.
It is a bad thing.
Why is it a bad thing? How old were you when you lost your virginity, Tom?
13.
13?
Yes.
Okay, that's not losing, really. That's selling.
I didn't sell it to anybody.
Really? You were 13?
Yes.
Did you lose it to a person, or did you just bump into a table kind of vigorously, or what happened?
No. It was with a person. It was with a 15-year-old girl who went to the same school I did.
Wow. See, but it's different for guys, though, don't you think?
I don't think so.
You don't? But you don't know, because you're a guy.
I don't think so. Well, there was a 15-year-old girl with me, so she didn't seem to upset.
Yeah, but at 15, you don't know anything. At 15, I was sexual at 12, but I didn't try to have sex until I was 16. But it's not the same as the foot massager. And then when you find out that it's not the same and it starts hurting, you just. Yeah, but
that's only in the beginning, dear.
Well, that's what everybody says, but I'm 33 and
if everybody's saying it, maybe it's true.
But see, all the guys say that. All the women I know say you're right. Stick with the vibrators. Because you know what it is?
All the women say stick with the vibrators?
A lot of women do.
So why are so many women having sex with us?
Well, yeah, you know what? That's an excellent point.
I mean, chances are you hang around with other people who are afraid to live.
You think?
I think so. I do believe your friends are you. You tend to gravitate to people who feel the same way you do about a variety of things.
So I'm a follower. Is that it?
No, that you're a follower.
No, I'm really asking because I think you can...
No, it's not that you're a follower. I do believe that people tend to cling to other people. Right. Not necessarily that they are the leaders of the group, but they tend to cling to other people who have the same morals, have the same beliefs, have the same politics.
See,
they tend to be together.
It's not a moral issue at all. If I found someone that the sex was really so spectacular...
But how would you find out if you were a virgin?
Well, you get to that point.
No, but you don't. You don't. Not engaging in intercourse is not the same.
Just not with another man.
Yeah, but that might. Well, then, what? You're not into men? Is that it?
Oh, I'm very much into men.
Well, dear, you can't have an orgasm with a man and know how sex is going to be. That whole mess of what I just said, unless you actually have intercourse with him, and yes, it does hurt.
You can't have sex with, you can't have an orgasm with a man,
and the whole package. Okay, you can't have an orgasm with a man.
But I have had an orgasm with a man.
I understand, but again, you don't know if the sex would be good or bad. You don't know
if the orgasm was good, and that the sex wasn't getting anywhere good because it started to hurt. So
but dear, you're 33 and you're still a virgin?
Yes.
What's your husband's name?
My husband is Mr. Right, and I'm still waiting.
Well, that's my point, dear. You know, you're never...
No, I don't
You're never... At this point, you're never going to meet a guy, because there's not a guy out there who wants to sit there holding your back massager to you, okay? They want to get in.
No. No. I mean, I've had men pleasure me to the point of orgasm.
They want to pleasure you. They want to pleasure themselves to the point of orgasm, preferably when they're inside you.
You don't necessarily have to have intercourse.
They don't have to, but you're 33 and single, dear. It should tell you something.
I'm 33 and single with a lot of men who would like me to not be single. I don't understand why.
Well, how come you don't get with any of them? How come you don't get with any of them? If you have all these men around you, how come you don't get with any of them?
Well, now define. So get with. So the
get with meaning how come you don't have a boyfriend? How come you don't have a fiance?
I didn't have a boyfriend. I said I hadn't.
You have a boyfriend who tolerates no intercourse. What's his name?
His name is I Like.
Oh my God! You got to be kidding me!
Right.
I guarantee you, he's getting intercourse somewhere else. I don't care what he's telling you.
You think?
Guaranteed. There's no man out there who would tolerate that. Would he take a little icing on the cake from you on the side? Sure. But somebody else is the cake.
Someone else is the cake.
Yes, dear.
So the cake is the one who has to deal with all the emotional crap that I don't have to deal with.
Well, again, see, it's fear. It's fear. You are afraid. And that, you are confirming what I said at the beginning of this hour, that it is about fear. It is not about liking the back massager. It is not about disease. It is not about, you haven't met Mr. Right yet. That is none of that. It is fear. You are afraid. You are middle-aged scaredy cat is what you are.
Okay, no, I beg to differ because, first of all, you said yourself, if he's getting cake somewhere else, I don't want to be just, walking around the bakery in bare feet. You know what I'm saying?
Dear, you're a booty call.
I'm a booty? Well, how am I a booty call if I'm not giving up the
Well, you're a booty call for oral reasons only.
I'm a moral booty call?
You're an oral. Are you deaf, too? Maybe you should have sex. It'll clear that out.
Okay.
You're an oral booty call is what you are.
Gotcha. An oral booty call.
That's what you are.
Wow. All right, well, that makes sense. I love your show, Tom. I think you're great.
Well, thank you, Daria. Appreciate that.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
I was wondering if you could tell me if guys will sleep with girls that they're really not attracted to.
Late at night with a little booze in us.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. We are looking for the oldest virgins. The 40-year-old virgin, #1 movie at the box office this weekend. Let's say hello here to Cole. Cole on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Cole. I'm Cole.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Cole.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
I'm 56.
And a virgin?
Yep.
Why?
Oh, it's kind of strange. I mean, it's not really strange. Friends of mine have tried to set me up. I even had a friend of mine, I don't know who she was, but he invited me over to the house to play poker one night. And I got there and knocked on the door. And, we kind of knock and then you go in. And I knocked and went in, and he had this girl that was just, in this outfit on the couch. And I'm like, where's the poker game? And she says, well, I'm the poker game. And it was like, I was kind of uncomfortable because I didn't know who she was.
Yes.
And I was kind of uncomfortable that he did it.
You didn't want to poker.
But it's like, I own a company. I've been told I look like Stone Cold. I got the bald head and the goatee and everything. And it's just like, you try to get to meet somebody or get to know a little bit about them, and it's like, it just seems like everything, the first thing they want, or the first thing that comes up is the sex thing.
What's wrong with that? Most guys would kill for that.
Well, it's like I'd like to get to know somebody first, or
Why?
Find out what they're like, or something else.
You know what? That's what people say after they've had sex with a number of people, and they go, you know what? I'm looking to settle down. I'm looking to get with somebody normal, whatever, and then they do that.
And it seems like a lot of the people that they've set me up with have the brain span of a gnat.
Why do you have to be set up?
Oh, I've gone out to clubs and stuff like that, but I mean...
And by the way, are you giving these girls IQ tests out there? What are you doing?
No, I'm not giving them an IQ test, but it's like, I would like to see, they had something going on. And it seems
Why does it matter? I mean, you've never had sex.
But that's not the most important thing in the world either.
But you know what? It certainly is in the top 2 or 3.
Well, it depends on your perspective.
But I mean, the thing is, how could you ever live your life not tasting peas? How could you live your life not drinking a glass of wine? How could you live your life never going to another country? I mean, how do you go your whole life without trying a little bit of everything?
I'm a non-drinker, and I've never done any drugs or anything. I also, the only thing I do is I smoke. Okay, there's been a lot of turnoffs about that.
But do you understand the point I'm making to you? You see, it all has to do with you being afraid of any experiences, except for smoking a cigarette.
I mean, I spent 4 years overseas. I did 4 tours. I mean, it's not that I'm...
You were the only one not getting laid.
And everybody overseas was getting laid.
Right. And what country were you in?
Vietnam.
Right. And were they at the little Vietnamese girls, trying to get to know them, trying to intellectualize, playing Final Jeopardy with them, or giving them a Mensa exam?
I had a lot more stuff on my mind than that. You know, it's like staying alive.
Well, but guess what? The other guys were also worried about staying alive and getting laid.
But it seemed like they prioritized that as like a real number.
But all right, so what if it's number 1 or number 2 on the list? Why wouldn't you want to try it?
Oh, I wouldn't have
because you can't meet Albert Einstein's daughter? I mean, why?
No, it's not. It's not intellectual at all. I mean, I'm not a genius or by any means. I'm a brain surgeon. The
intelligence of a gnat. That's exactly the way you want them. Are you kidding me?
Well,
look, if you could meet a 10 who had a mind like Forrest Gump, I'd be all over that. Are you kidding me?
But then what? Okay, you're all over.
Who cares? I mean, you know what? I'll worry about that when I get to it. I'll change my phone number. I don't care.
But, I mean, you still have to, I mean, it's people, the other sex, the girls and stuff, they have feelings, too.
That's not your problem.
I don't want to hurt somebody.
Oh, stop it. That's not your problem. That is not your problem. By the way, believe it or not, and I know with as little experience as you have, you may not know this, but there are also women out there who want to have sex.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't really care if you ever call them again.
Oh, yeah, I know that, too. But then again...
so why don't you get with one of those?
Well, I mean...
Then you don't have to worry about hurting their feelings.
If that's all it is, go home and masturbate.
But, pal, it's not... Masturbating is nothing like having sex.
It's semantics. I mean,
it is not. It is different to have a warm body next to you. It is different.
It's the exact same feeling.
Pal, you haven't had sex. You don't know.
Well, I mean, I've, talked...
How about you have it once and then come back to me and tell me it was no big deal? The point is you won't even try it once because you're afraid.
No, I'm not afraid.
Of course you are.
No fear. Why do I have to be afraid?
Because anybody who's gone 56 years without having intercourse, it's not because they're waiting for the right girl.
I mean, I actually, the funny thing is, Tom, I do have girl friends. I mean, people that are friends.
Because you know what? There are also fag hags out there who never have sex with their male friends. The fact that you have what you call girlfriends, that doesn't mean anything. These girls have a booty call who takes care of their needs when you're not around, period.
Oh, probably. Because, I mean, I'll go over...
You're the good buddy. You're the pal.
I fix their...
Sure you do. You fix stuff at their house. You lend them money. You paint their apartments. When they need to move, you're there on moving day with your shirt sleeves rolled up. I know your type.
And I mean,
Sure you do. Yeah, you lend them money. They never pay you back. You say, don't worry about it. But the boyfriend treats them like crap. Then they break up. Then she cries on your shoulder. Then you act, there, honey.
Hey, don't cry on my shoulder. I mean, you make your own decisions. If you make bad decisions, that's your problem. Don't tell me.
The point is, you are the quintessential friend to girls. And you know what? When girls have guys like you around, there's always somebody like me coming in the back door when you're not around.
What really makes me uncomfortable, Tom, is so many of my friends' wives have come on to me, and it's like,
Because who's safer than you?
But I finally have to tell them, look, your husband is my best friend.
You're the biggest challenge in the world. Women love a challenge. Women love fixer-uppers. That's what they like.
Well, I mean,
I could get you laid right now.
Why be married then?
Well, that's a great question, Cole, and I'm certainly not suggesting you get married. I'm suggesting you have intercourse.
Yeah, but I'm seeing all these people that they're having intercourse and they're married, and their wives...
We're not talking about marriage here, pal. I know you don't have any experience in this area, but marriage and intercourse are two completely different things, and if you don't believe me, ask any guy who got married. He'll tell you.
Okay. But I just wonder, where's the fidelity when they're...
Fidelity? You can't have fidelity unless you're having sex with one person.
Right, but I'm saying, if that's my best friend's wife, why on earth...
I'm not suggesting you have sex with your best friend's wife. I'm suggesting you have sex with a woman who is available.
Oh, exactly, and I've tried to find some, and it's like, it's just...
Cole, if that, I will get you laid right now. If that, you say you can't find anybody, I will get you laid by the end of this hour.
I told my friend that called...
You live in Orange County? Where do you live?
I live in Tustin.
I will get you laid in Tustin tonight.
Wait a minute, though. You know what's the funniest
But you have to put out.
Tom, here's the funniest thing of all. You got to think about this. What you need to do is get me, 56, who's never been laid, and one of your other girls who's never been laid at 46 together.
No. I'm going to find a girl out there who's going to be patient with you and is going to teach you what you need to know.
Well, I'll stay on my arm.
Well, you say you can't find anybody. I'm calling your bluff here. I will find somebody. I'm talking to 3.5 million people, many of them in Orange County. I will get you laid. But you see, it's not that you can't find anybody.
Well, no, I mean...
Homina, because I'll put you up against the wall. I'll get you laid right now.
Well, I could take $20.
I will send a woman to your house right now. Huh?
I could go to...
I'm not talking about you paying for anything.
Well, I mean, if that's all it is, I can...
But you see this? You're scared. You see, I just proved my point. You're scared to death.
Well, if you want to believe that...
I can't find anybody. Yeah, I'll find you some. Well, it's not that.
But
Come on.
Steve, what's interesting here, Tom, is it's so hard for you to believe that could happen.
What could happen?
That I could be 56, a normal, healthy, vigorous...
I don't consider you to be normal and healthy if you're 56 and you've never had sex.
The
Oh, yeah. Send us an email. Our email address is my name. It's tom@blowmeuptom.com. Tom@blowmeuptom.com. You can send us a text message here at 89866. That's 89866. Or hear our show live on the web by going to fmtalki.com. Click on the Listen Live button, baby.
Tom Leykis Show.